Jerome Waite, the coach at Tivoli Garden.
Coach must feel elated. Your team going down 1, going down 2-1, and winning in at the time. Good fight. Tell us about it.
First and foremost, congratulations to the Tivoli family. Well tried, Waterhouse. Today it was a pretty much very physical, tactical game. You know, Waterhouse is the team that, couple games before was in 6th spot, and they lost the last game that they played before this. So you know that they'll come here and really put on a stunning fight because they want to see if they can get back. And at the same time, Tivoli is in a position that we need to challenge for that 6th position. And what they did today, it speaks volume.
Looking at the game itself, midfield, defense, attacking, any specific part of the game you think you actually won this game?
No, well, basically, it's the offense that really get things going. And the defense, I think they did fairly well. It's so unfortunate we gave up 2 goals, but, once a lapse, opposition will create problem in which Waterhouse scored twice. But it's not a situation where the game was difficult. So although Waterhouse was leading 2-1, it was a matter of how many opportunity we will create, in which it were few, but we came out victors.
3 rounds a game, you're now into the 3rd round, looking past and looking ahead some more games, and probably, as you said, looking at a top 6 and a chance at a championship. Tell us your thoughts.
It's a challenging season this season. It's not something that the players are accustomed to. And if you notice, a lot of teams are suffering as it relates to injuries. And it's a part of the season, and it's a learning process, and it's also a work in progress.
Coach, we spoke last time about the home advantage that you're facing now. Do you look on now at Edward Seaga Complex as a fortress for Tivoli?
The term fortress, why KC? Anyway, playing at home is always the best thing for the Tivoli Garden family. And if you notice, they are here in numbers. And despite of we going down on 2 occasions, they were really rallying around their team, and it paid off dividends.
All right, Coach. I felt that Tivoli started a bit flat. Any reason you think that was the reason why that happened?
One other thing, giving the opponent too much respect. And if you notice, flat is not the general team, but you have individuals who were not playing. But it was during the halftime break that I get a chance to talk to them, and it was a different ball game.
Mm-hmm. All right, you control the second half, and yet they kind of scored against the run-up play. What was going through your mind at that moment, thinking, what the possible result of this happening right now?
I think it was poor defending, not to single out anybody in particular, but Waterhouse capitalized on those errors. But it's a work in progress, and as what I mentioned earlier, it's also a learning process.
Yes, Coach. I think Nelson got 2 goals higher, Anthony got 2 goals higher today. What you have to say about his performance and his contribution?
He's back, and he's one that can also make the transition to the senior setup. And it was after the December period that he met in an accident, and he suffered from there on because he's back for the last 3 games, and so far now he's on 9 goals, and that speaks volume for him.
I see you're using Fuller in a slightly different position. Tell me the tactical change.
Well, Fuller is an energetic youngster, and he loves to play the game. He's one that don't enjoy, leaving the pitch. But, we see where we could add a little energy in that era, and I think he did fairly well. Still need to improve because, he's not an out-and-out attacking midfielder.
And this momentum now, what it gives you this momentum going forward, or you intend to make the most of it?
Well, it's just to focus on the next training session and, communicate with these players and let them know, what is at hand and what they need to do going forward.
Yes, Coach. A big change with the second half. Steve Clark had made an impact since coming out. Just tell us about his contribution in getting the final result.
Steve Clark is a player who have won the Premier League, on 2 occasions, so he knows what it is to win. And today, he was from the bench, and the impact that he had to the team, it speaks volume. And you notice, it's a good combination with him and Lennox Russell because they are coming from one team that have done extremely well. And today they show you, their real value.
So you definitely see that this team coming together and producing even more performances like this?
Yes, definitely. And this is something that we work on in the training session. And it's good to see, you know, some of these things, you know, come out in the game.
All right, coach. Thank you.
Right,